Yo, what's good, y'all? All right, so me and X are about to go see Sinners. This is gonna be my second time, but his first time. We're seeing it at Century. Oh,
you couldn't have turned it into that lane, you doofus? What are you, bro? What the fuck? Oh my gosh, we just almost got into a crash because of this nigga.
Type shit.
Oh my gosh, bro, you dumbass.
I ain't gonna show his license plate, but yeah, he was tripping. But all right.
Fuck niggas can't drive here, bro. Fuck.
I'm happy we ain't crashed, but that was funny to catch in real time. All right, so how do you feel about to go see Sinners for the first time?
Bro, I feel excited, bro. Like, I've been seeing this on like all of my Instagram. My mom, who hates horror, she went to go see it, and she told me to go see it.
Oh, wow.
And I also don't like horror. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and Ryan Coogler is really repping Oakland right now.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's like cool. And I'm excited to see it in IMAX. I don't think I've ever been into an IMAX theater.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a whole bunch of new experiences for you today.
A whole bunch of new experiences.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So as someone who did see it, so I saw it opening night in Dolby, because for a horror film, I know that sound is really big. So I wanted to hear it with the sound and all the music amplified, which was an amazing experience, no doubt. But I was like, I gotta see it in IMAX just because visually it's so impressive and grand. And because it was made for IMAX, I was like, I gotta see both. So this is gonna be my first time in IMAX. And yeah, it was. So Michael B. Jordan is my favorite actor, like all time, and Ryan Coogler is my favorite director. So this is definitely up there with my favorite collabs with them. Because Creed is my favorite movie all time. And so I feel like in terms of Michael B. Jordan's performance and Ryan Coogler's directing ability. Direction. Yeah. I would say that this is up there. Like, this is up there. I feel like after second watch today, I'll decide if it's number one. But if it's not number one, then it's like top two, top three. But I will say, I think this is Michael B. Jordan's best acting performance ever. Like, ever. And you're going to see that for sure.
All right, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to tune back in with y'all in a second. All right, so fun fact, I used to work at this exact AMC about 2 years ago now, back when we was in college and like fresh out of college. So I might run into some old coworkers. We're going to see what's popping.
We out here. Feel me?
What snacks your big back ass about to get? We can't get in that line, bro. That's the premier line.
It's a longer line anyway.
Just rock with the popcorn. I think I might get an icy.
Talk about fat ass niggas. Hey. Okay, you know what? I might turn into a fat ass.
See, what you thinking about?
The donut holes, nigga.
The donut holes. Where's that at?
Nah, actually no. That's like 1,200 calories.
The warm pretzels be busting though.
Busseroo?
Yeah. I always get the blue raspberry. Superior flavor. If you a wild cherry person, you aight. But like if you get Coca-Cola, you're a tweaker.
The Thunderbolts! Can't call ourselves that. God, thank you.
Man, just off rip though.
Yeah.
Just off rip, man. That was one of the best films I've seen in a while.
Oh, okay.
For real, like, I mean, I don't want to spoil anything for anyone, but the music, the sound, the acting overall, man, that kid that played like low key the main character, he's a rising star for sure. For sure. It takes a lot of heart to be black and play like anyone in that time period. I love that, you know, this is a bit of a spoiler, but
Hold up. We can do spoiler reviews
all
at the crib.
All right, yeah.
But if that's your initials,
Yeah, you know, like, just off rip, bro. Off rip. I would give it like a 9.6.
oh yeah, sound right. After seeing it in IMAX, definitely an IMAX needed experience. Like, I highly recommend seeing it in IMAX. Also, watching it a second time, I already gave it pretty much what you gave it, X. But after watching it a second time, I do solidly give it a 10 out of 10. There's so many intricate, because this time around, although I was being served with the IMAX viewing, the writing. Oh my God.
Yeah, the writing
Like,
was phenomenal.
Oh my God, the writing was so tight, especially when you like see how everything played out from start to finish, from the most intricate details. I'm gonna get into it when we get back to the crib for the spoiler review. But yeah, bro, that 10 out of 10.
So we just saw the movie Sinners, Michael B. Jordan, Ryan Coogler. First off, good stuff. Great film. Yeah, it was amazing in all aspects: acting, screenwriting, cinematography, coloring, music, story. Yeah. You know, in general. Wouldn't expect a vampire story to be that great.
Yeah.
You know, like we haven't really seen that. Like, you know, like there's always the classic story of Dracula, you know? Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's the type of thing that might get people asking, like, you know, like, all right, like, this seems cool. But y'all convinced Warner Bros. To fund $90 million into a project about vampires attacking black folk in the 1930s.
And he had, I don't know if you heard, but he signed a deal that he's gonna get all the rights back to own the film in about like 20 years or something like that.
Wow.
Which is the first of its kind.
Wow.
So because it's all his original IP.
Wow.
And so in about, I think it was around like 20 years, something like that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it would be all his.
Wow.
This is the spoiler part of the video, by the way. So if you haven't seen the film, then this will be
this is your time to stop.
Yeah, to stop and come back later.
Hopefully. Yeah. Offer it, bro. Michael B. Jordan, man. Big ups to you in terms of how you were able to establish a distinct difference between two characters.
Right.
And not in a very subtle but noticeable way.
Yeah.
You know.
I was gonna say, and to your point, it's not just like any two characters, because you know we've been in theater school. It's like if you have to play two completely different characters from two completely different walks of life, then that can be a bit easier because you get to go down two more like extremes. Yeah. But to play a set of twin brothers on some like Parent Trap shit and like have to make them very distinct so that outside of the, you know, like costume choices, right, you really know, oh, this is this one and this is this one. That is extremely difficult, especially for a story that is that like in depth.
Yeah. No, true.
Yeah.
And especially with an accent.
Like that isn't your own.
Yeah, like they both, well that too, but they both had an accent, but their accents were different, like slightly different. Mm-hmm. Even though they were from the same area, same time period, their accents and their voices were slightly different, right? So kudos to you.
I saw him say in an interview recently when being asked how he was able to do that and like create those characters, and he said, I just built them from the inside out. And I feel like that is an amazing note to all actors, especially young actors, is like, as our teachers used to tell us, like, you gotta start with the emotional landscape and the personal history of that character before you start doing all of the rest of the work that people see. Yeah, right. Because what he did was he made a very clear distinction of, okay, these are twins, but this is little brother and this is big brother. And how they maneuver through the world will be felt like that. That's a very specific distinction that, one, anyone can relate to, especially as Black folk, and two, internally, like as an actor, if I'm trying to think my way into how I'm gonna play twins, I feel like that's genius.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, for real. I was gonna add that that's how you should approach every single character. Inside out, start with the mind, the personality, the emotional stability of that character. What does that character like?
Mm-hmm.
So that's just some acting advice to everyone. But this proves that Michael B. Jordan is not just a movie star. He is an actor.
Well, he's both.
Yes, that's why I said not just a movie star.
Fair.
But yeah, he is an actor as well.
Yeah. Because he was both in this film. Like,
For sure.
He really exemplified what it means to look and feel like a movie star.
Yeah.
But he was acting his ass off in this film.
Yeah. And that's not to say, I think his performance in Creed 3 was great. I thought his performance in Black Panther was also great, you know. But I think I feel like it's been, in my opinion, no debate that he's a phenomenal actor. But I think now it's undebatable. Like he is a phenomenal actor. To be honest, let's talk about Delroy though.
Let's talk about Delroy.
Let's talk about
OG.
Delroy.
OG.
Delroy Lindo. I actually know him personally. And the more that I see Delroy act, the more I'm so glad that I can learn from him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even though learn from him through the screen. We've never had an acting class or acting stuff like that. But one of the things that he told me once, I think this was one of the last conversations that we had. He said, because I was talking about playing characters, and he stopped me. He was like, "No, you're playing a human being. It isn't a character. It's a human being."
Yes.
And since then, that really stuck with me, for real, for real.
He was a full human being.
Oh my, yo, just
Delroy Slim.
Yo, Delroy Slim. Just that opening scene of him when he's playing the harmonica, just that alone is Oscar worthy, for real, because the small things that he was able to do with his face, his eyes, his voice, was just I don't see Delroy Lindo whatsoever. I see this random drunkard harmonica dude that has his slick mouth, but can
play his ass off.
Hold his own.
Bro, I think the scene, my favorite scene of his in the entire film is when they're driving
in the car.
Yeah, when they're driving in the car and they pass all of the convicts who are singing their song, and Sammy asks, how many, like, who did you know? He was like, I know all of them. And he tells that story.
Oh my god.
And then with and we don't see it, but we hear it. Like, shout out to sound design for doing that. Oh my god, because it is, as a black man, bro, that was gut wrenching. Like, hearing those sounds, and then just the look on his face of despair and reliving it,
exactly.
but also having just to move past it, because that's what we always have to do, as well as him explaining, or just the simple fact of him saying, like, when Sammy asked, what did you do with the money? He was like, I drank it away. And we now, through that one scene, we completely understand why he is a drunk. Yeah. And it's because that is his way of coping with all of the bullshit and the trauma that he has had to endure throughout the years. It was so potent. And the thing that like really, really, really got me is when he couldn't stand to think about it anymore, and he starts humming. Because that's what we do. We art our way through our pain. And like, that's the blues. Like, this movie is about the blues. It's about the griots. It's about the storytellers. And like, that specific moment right there, I feel like encapsulates what this movie is about being able to turn the evil and the sins that we're, especially during that time, that our people have been afflicted with, both from the outside world, particularly the white people / the vampires, and ourselves, and just turning that into something beautiful. Yeah. And how once he starts humming Stack starts being like, you got that guitar, boy, play it. Yeah. Bro, also the symbol of the guitar is so powerful. Yeah. It's so powerful. And it's interesting because I saw another creator talking about this. She was talking about how the guitar is positioned by their dad, or his dad, the preacher, and even Smoke at the end, about being this thing of evil, and it came from an evil man, but an evil black man. But the guitar is what saves him. Right. The guitar is literally the thing that saves him from the devil. It brought the devil, but him using it saved him from the devil. Yeah. And it got him out of Mississippi. Yeah. Yeah. And so it's like, I think it's by watching it the second time and like really letting the themes like seep deeper and deeper into my brain, it was really talking about how our black art is such a beautiful thing that it is always gonna bring the devil, because where they're like, they said it, the narrator says it literally in the beginning, how the people who have this talent of making music have the power to create life, and bring back ancestors and all of these different things, but it also has the power to bring forth evil. And it's not that the thing itself is evil, but it's just that good can't exist without evil, because evil can't accept to just let good be good.
Okay, yeah.
You feel me? Yeah. Like, every time you start doing something good, the devil always gonna come.
Tight. Always.
And the better it is, the stronger they coming. The stronger they coming, bro. And I feel like this movie was a perfect showing of that. But it also was an amazing showing of community from top to bottom. Like, with Delroy Slim being like, look, I done fought the devil plenty of times in my life, and before we let the devil get to you, he gonna have to get through me. Which then comes back full circle when he sacrifices himself to like get all of them in one place for a moment so that Sammy can escape.
You know what? Thank you for saying that, because I was about to say, man, I wonder why Unc didn't just like stab one of them. But I guess he could have, and it still would have gotten the same effect. But it was still a great scene.
Yeah. At first, I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, the first time I watched it, I was like, well, his sacrifice was kind of in vain, because like they all died from the sun. But again, he was the distraction, because he's like, okay, if I can get them all in one central place, it at least gives Sammy a chance. Because if the head vampire didn't come at that moment to like block their path for them to get out, they would have had like a clean exit route.
Yeah.
So he literally got all of them but the main vampire and Stack the vampire all in one place so that niggas could escape.
And I'm not gonna lie, bro. I was sorry.
No, you're good.
I was super interested in the Native Americans that like came.
To be honest, that's the only thing that doesn't make it a 10 out of 10 actually. Yeah. Because I was upset. I'm upset. Like mad, but like I don't get the point of introducing them if they weren't gonna come back around.
Right.
Because I wanted to see them.
I was hoping that they would come back around and like help out or something.
Yeah.
Or like even come back around and like say some advice or something.
Like, but to just have them in that one scene looking clean as fuck, by the way.
Clean as shit, my boy.
To just not be there, especially with
shout out to the costumes.
And especially with Ryan giving such good representation of what the 30s like really looked like. I'm happy he included them.
Yeah,
but
same.
It just kind of feels like I feel like Native people from so many stories, especially in Hollywood, get so erased.
Yeah.
That having a more prominent role, particularly in the action later on or in the more spiritual side, would have been amazing and like great to see, especially for that community. Like, because him including that Asian couple in the film gives great representation. Because when the fuck do we see Asian people in the South in the 30s?
Yeah.
I genuinely cannot think of a single film I've seen that did that shit.
But they existed.
Yeah. Very much so existed.
Exactly. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's also, bruh, just saying, read up on your history, specifically Chinese people, but Asian people in general have existed in this country since the 1800s.
Yeah.
So it makes a lot of sense to at least have one couple.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and again, that thing of community, because they were all well known. Like everybody knew the Stack twins. And everybody, like all of the main cast have known each other. Yeah. And they didn't need to explain that in a dragged out exploratory way because of just how they interacted with each other.
Yeah. Now, I will say, while I do definitely get why the wife did this, it was kind of messed up that she killed herself too and left her daughter at home.
Yeah, to be honest, she is a great...
But I get why.
Yeah.
I get why.
No, her motivations make complete sense,
yeah,
but she's a great example of the difference between someone who's hurting and mad and a soldier like Smoke. Because you peep how, in that time of crisis, Smoke is fucked up. He just had to see his brother have this talk to him in this vampire form, and he wants to save him, but he knows he can't. His hands are literally shaking, and she presses him because her husband is turned. But that shows the difference between someone who is
a soldier.
Who is a soldier versus someone who isn't, because the first thing he said is, we need to sit and think. Because unlike a lot of battlefields, they have the space to do that because they can't come in this bitch unless we let them.
Yeah.
So literally, because she's a great, I believe she's a great written character.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
She made me so mad because I was like, man, I get what you're saying about like they might go out and do this to the community, but as someone, I can't remember which character said, it doesn't seem like they're moving. Like, they're specifically trying to get us, and they're just doing that shit to bait you.
Yeah.
And it's like, if we literally just sit out here, or sit in here, and wait till sunrise, maybe take them off, like, one by one, like, go out in groups, or like, like, make a plan to wait it out, and, like, maybe get rid of some of them until sunrise. They're all gonna die or scurry away anyway.
Right.
And so it's like, her literally biting Smoke's finger to tell them to come in was the reason that everybody died.
Right.
So she was just the definition of a crash out. But she was given a very valid reason to crash out. Like, and like most people, not most, but actually most people would crash out in that situation. Like, and I think it's also a great, not me either, but it's a great showing of what's it called? How persuasive the devil is.
Bro, I was just about to get into that.
Mm-hmm.
Before I do though, real quick. The one thing that I loved and I feel like a lot of people did not get is that the devil, the main dude, the way that he was describing about coming over to the vampire side was very, what sounds a lot like someone telling someone to come over to the side of God. Like, we're a family, we don't see race, it's all about love. Even the woman vampire, when he was talking about this, she was like, oh, like, you know, like, like, that's what a lot of, like, this is what a lot of Christians do. But I think that that's something that's very beautiful about how Ryan Coogler depicted the devil, because that's exactly what the devil does. The devil will, like, show you, like, oh, like, it's not that bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, man, you tripping, bruh. Like, you never really had, like, anything for real, for real. Your brother here too, man. Like, you know. And I think that's cool because although all of the other vampires were very on board at that time, at the very end when they see Stack, right?
You talking about the flash forward? Yeah, when when Stack is talking to old Sammy.
Yes.
In the 90s.
Yes. Stack and what's the other girl name?
Oh, what is her name?
Well,
we just gonna call her white girl for all intents and purposes.
Yeah. Stack, even in his vampire form, agreed that was his last best day. Like, you know what I mean?
Last day he saw his brother, and last day he saw the son.
Yeah. So it's like even when it seems so pleasurable, even when it seems so great, you know, it's extremely flashy. At the end of the day, it's never worth it.
You're stronger.
You know?
You feel no pain. You live forever. Like, you get a hive mind with all of these different other beings.
Yeah.
But it's like you literally have no soul.
Yeah, exactly. So, and you can only come out at night, bro.
Yeah,
it sucks.
For that scene where he killed all the clan
That's
members.
the thing that I was gonna say, bro. That is literally the thing that I was gonna say. Ryan Coogler, thank you so much for including that in the film, because you didn't have to.
You didn't have to.
But thank you for doing it.
Thank you. Because he clipped them niggas, Swiss cheese them niggas, bro.
Because that felt so good.
Oh my God. Watching Michael B.
Oh my God.
Take down a whole, like, clan group, dolly.
Like 18 niggas, bro.
Dolly.
Bro, like.
Snipe them niggas. Bop.
And wait, bro, what's crazy, and I'm so glad that Ryan Coogler depicted it like this. That's literally how it was.
For real.
It's like a racist white dude gonna sell something to a black man, fair and square. White dude gonna get the warning, and white dude gonna come back and be like, nigga, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna kill you right now just because you warned me. And they used to love doing that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Have enjoyment, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, there's no other reason why there's literal postcards of people at lynchings. That's insane, bro. But it's like, they used to love that shit. Real deal evil shit. Yeah. And, last point. That was Smoke killing more evil. You feel me? Killing more sinners, I guess, you know, if you will. But go ahead.
Yeah, before being it. And I'm so happy that it worked out that he was able to see his girl and his unborn, or his baby in the afterlife. Like, and that he killed her even though he didn't want to. And then it's so, because if you, again, I caught all the details more the second time around. When she dies, she says, I'm going to see you soon.
And she also says that there's
somebody else there waiting for her.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, bro, that's the thing that I wanted to talk about, like, last for sure, is how tight the writing is.
Yeah.
Bro,
Very
second time around, I'm like, oh my God, everything that is referenced in the beginning has a callback later on in the film, bro. Like, for example, and it's a bunch of small shit, bro. Like, he covered everything. For example, Stack telling him, yo, I'm gonna let you drive the car on the way back. He drives the car on the way back, but Stack ain't there.
Yeah, true.
Nigga, he keeps the car. It's his car after that night.
Yeah.
Like, that's a small thing that comes back around.
Yeah, true. You know, it's interesting that white girl and Stack, like, Stack tells her, like, I kept you over there because that was the only place that you were going to be safe.
Yeah.
But then they're together forever.
Yeah.
And they're safe, which is interesting.
It's very, very interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, and this was a big one, but like his dad in the beginning talking about you gonna bring the devil home with you.
Yeah.
If you keep doing this.
Right. Right.
Oh, also, this is a small thing, but I didn't notice this in the first in my first watch. Him talking about the click with like the button, him teaching him how to eat pussy, and then like that coming up later, he like, hold up, I want to try something, and then Stack coming in, he like, I guess he found that button. Like, if you are like a young nigga with big cousins and big brothers, you know that exact feeling.
Yeah.
Like watching that is like, this didn't get called back, but this was actually kind of did with Smoke letting that little girl watch the car and teaching her about bartering. Then for him to show it when he starts talking to the Asian couple.
Yeah.
Like just like stuff like that, bro.
Yeah.
It's such a tightly written script, bro.
Yeah. Two more points that I just wanted to say real quick. One, black girl that was.
Do you have your phone on you?
Sammy's love interest. Yeah.
Just so we can start giving these people names.
Pearline. Man, that was annoying, bro.
She was so annoying. She played annoying very well.
How are you not gonna eat the garlic in this situation, bro? Dummy? Like, come on, bro. Because you don't like it?
All the shit she did was stupid.
Bro, put it like this, bro. Anytime that I eat eggs, I usually like gag and throw up. If I was in that situation and someone tell me, all right, we each gonna eat 4 hard-boiled eggs, I'm eating them. People are dying. And not just that, there's other people out there that is very hard to kill that are trying to kill us. And right now, we're trying to weed out someone in the room that might be a vampire. Yeah, like, come on, bro. Yeah. Come on.
And then Smoke, again, another great example of Smoke being like a great big brother, big cousin. When he put the gun on her and said, like, no, you don't gotta do it. Like, shut up, like, bro, she fucking tripping.
Man, like, bro, shut the fuck up, nigga.
You like, for real.
Bro,
but Delro, like, damn near dying, and they're like, hey, yo. And they're like, nah, bro, I'm just drunk. I promise I'm just drunk.
Yeah.
But then that moment leading into them, like, hold up, he's drunk. What about that nigga we put out there? He had the worst ride. No, not Cornbread. I'm talking about old boy who got too drunk off the wine, and they threw him out because they thought he got bit, and they got bit.
And I love that he started to bang on it even louder as Cornbread started to come. Also, I'm not gonna lie. Bro, that was my second point. I love the comedy throughout because it's real, bruh. It's real.
Yo, so Spike Lee talked about this in his masterclass. That movie didn't really have a whole bunch of like comedy. It had humor.
Nice.
And there's a difference.
Nice.
Yeah, like Spike Lee taught me that. Like it was humor. Because the situations were not fucking funny at all, but the humor was so natural.
Yeah.
Especially because it's niggas. Like black people, we make anything funny, bro.
Hilarious.
Like
also, I will say that the only other unrealistic thing is Cornbread not moving when he hears all that random shit.
Yeah, I don't care if I'm pissing or what. I'm ready.
They was calling his name for a while. And red still got. You feel me?
At least he ran.
At least he would have ran. It's the same thing with Mary, Haley Steinfeld's character, right? Like she almost got, and then she pulled out a gun.
Also, because her dumbass turned her back. Mary, if you just seen some wicked shit, I am not my eyes is not leaving that shit until I know I'm safe.
Yeah. Facts.
Like I'm real deal like.
But as soon
until I get back in that bitch. But as soon as she turned around.
But as soon as that nigga levitated, oh, that's one more thing. Okay, just one last thing. Seeing the devil levitate. How come we didn't see that shit throughout? Like, if the devil really wanted Sammy, Sammy would have gotten God.
Well, no. So here's the thing.
Okay.
And I noticed this the second time around.
Teach me.
He was, at the end, before he died, he was baptizing Sammy. Because here's the thing. He was trying to...
I got that.
He was telling Sammy, he was like, I want your stories. I want your skills. Like, I want all of these things. And I think it was a thing of, how exactly do I want to describe it? He wanted it in its purest form, I guess. And something about, I don't know. It's weird to describe, but it's...
Something about baptizing. Well, yeah, because that's true. Because in Christianity, a baptism is the signifier of, like, you are dedicating your life to God. Yeah. And that, like, you are born again.
Yeah. And he was trying to baptize him into this ultimate sin, to be a part of it. And also, just that's my perception of it.
Yeah. Also,
we're
we're probably dark as shit right now.
Oh yeah, we should. The devil knows scripture too.
Exactly. Yeah. Always. And the devil will always try to use that against you. Mm-hmm. You know. Actually, in the when Jesus was in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights, the devil constantly tried to use scripture against Jesus to test God. Mm. Even though Jesus was like, bro, come on now. Like, you know who you talking to, bro.
Yeah, for real. So all right, this is gonna be the very last point I make before I give like my final rating. All right. What the devils, what the vampires, what they represent is motherfuckers trying to steal the culture. They try to suck the culture dry for everything that it has, and they come in saying that they're friends. They just want to party. They just want to spend money. They just want to help. They just want to be a family. When no, you want to leech and literally suck the blood and all of the greatness out of everything that we've done, when it's the shit that you caused in the first place. And how niggas will get in that system and be like, yo, it's good over here. They treat us well. Niggas can turn into vampires too if they get bit.
I'm not gonna lie, Scott. How do I say this, bro? Right now, bro, say if we were in the South, and we pulled up, and for some reason, someone challenged you to a spin contest, you would have won, because you were spitting.
Appreciate that, bro. Yeah, that's my final point, bro. It's and it's amazing because he showed all the different music that we go on to create past that time period.
Oh yeah, that shit was so fire.
Yeah, that scene that we don't have enough time to like really talk about it, but that scene is chef's kiss. But the devil wants it all. The devil can see it. The devil, cause the devil saw that scene.
Because the devil is never satisfied. The devil has a pit. You feel me? So
I can never be filled.
All right. Final rating out of 10.
All right. So
my rating is still gonna stay the same at 9.6.
Yeah, I would say for me, really my only gripe with the movie is that I did not see the Native Americans again. And because of that, I'm going to give it a 98%.
9.8.
Yeah, 9.8.
So
yeah, so like it only knocked off like 0.2 because I really would have wanted to see them again.
So 96, 98, average 97%. Movie of, honestly, the best movie I've seen in theaters since Everything Everywhere All at Once.
It's up there for best movie this decade so far. 2020s?
For sure. For sure. For sure. I think it could be top 10.
I think this shit is like top 5. Yeah.
Fuck it.